As I slowly got to this spot to film the post-game report after a 4-0 loss to San Diego FC, I saw dozens of half-drinking beers, many soft pretzels and hot dogs that only had a few bites taken out of them because people left. After the Timbers gave up 2 goals immediately to start that second half, there was no chance after that. All that you can really hope for is this beautiful rain that I'm watching in the floodlights at Providence Park washes away the voodoo of this game ahead of what is shockingly a wild card game now on Wednesday night against RSL. Providence Park, at the start of this season and the end of last, was a fortress. It's not anymore, which makes me pessimistic going into that wild card game. Did you know the Portland Timbers have given up more goals at home this year than they have scored? San Diego putting 4 past the Portland Timbers here at Providence Park is just terrible. Is Finn Sermon that important to your back line? I unfortunately think he is. And for Portland, being in the wild card is something their head coach admitted 2 or 3 weeks ago was an abject failure. And you think it's a failure too, so do I. Portland through 12 games were off to their best start in MLS history.
You play in the playing game, and you're not going to see champagne in the dressing room. You saw the supporters tonight. You know, the playing game's not good enough for them, so it's not good enough for me. So I'm not going to go in tomorrow and say, congratulations, boys, you're in the playing game, because that's nowhere near the level that I expect from this team. That's nowhere near the position in the league that I expect from this team. So we can't sugarcoat it. I think when you live in a modern era where people pussyfoot around each other and try and say, well done, unlucky. No. The fact is we didn't want to be in this game, but the fact is now we've got to deliver. Now is do or die. You know, it's a one-off game. You've not got 3 chances. It's a one-off game where we have to deliver. We saw last year, we experienced last year, the pain of going out in this game is worse than going out in any other game.
For the Timbers, they've never really made a decision about their lineup this year, and I think that has come to bite them so much this season. Because you look at a game like today, for San Diego, the players know where they're supposed to be, they know their roles, they know where their teammates are going to be, they know what runs to make, and they know just everything. They know the identity of their own team. For the Portland Timbers, it is different every single game. There's a different right winger every game. There's often a different left winger. It's a different formation. Sometimes it's the 3, sometimes it's the 4. There's always a different partner next to David Ashala. There's often a different goalkeeper. The back line is different every game. Finn Sermon doesn't have a consistent partner. There's a different striker every game. Oftentimes there's a different number 10. Do you see how many questions there are about this team come game number 34 of the season? That's not all down to Phil Neville. A lot of it is, yes, bringing in players in the summer window. But remember that question I asked you guys a few weeks ago, what's the identity of this team? I had some decent answers to that, but I don't think any of them are right after seeing a game like this. It's a different Timbers team every game. There is just way too many things you are trying on a game-by-game basis, hoping it works, instead of knowing who you are and knowing it will work.
I think if you look at the 4 goals tonight, they all came from when we had possession of the ball. You know, we had possession of the ball, we give it away, they score. That was actually our game plan. But when we won the possession of the ball, there was maybe the first 20, 25 minutes, we won possession of the ball, we were really good in our compact shape, and our quality sort of like transitioning from there was well below the level that's needed to compete as a top 7 team, and that's why we're not in the top 7. And like I say, there's finger pointing at me. It's the selection of the team.
Now in the biggest moments to end seasons for the Timbers since their last time in the playoffs proper in 2021, they have collapsed. 2022, 3-1 loss at RSL. If they win that game, they're in the playoffs. 2023, 3-1 loss on this pitch to Houston. Their first ever loss at Providence Park on decision day. If they win or get a result in that game, they're in the playoffs. 2024 was a decent decision day up in Seattle, and then they come down for a wild card game midweek, 5-0 loss to Vancouver. Tonight, they just needed a result. A win would have been great. If Vancouver got a result or won, the same would have been true, and none of those things happened. Continually on decision day, in the last 4 must-have games to end the seasons, they've been outscored 15-2, and continually on decision day, they make the improbable possible.
I think we owe the supporters an apology for that. I think you think about the first game of the season, the Vancouver game in the play-in, and this one, there's a similar sort of like pattern. And I've got to take full responsibility for that. So if there's any finger pointing, any criticism has got to come my way and my way only, not to the players. You know, I think I said to the players in there that we've got 3 days to recover now from a night that was everything that we didn't want.
Anthony was the best player for the Portland Timbers to start the season. In this game, I thought he was, if not the worst, one of them for Portland. Touch way too heavy, passing completely off. Defending as a right wing back is a lot to ask for going up and down, and he didn't go up nor down. David Acosta had 2 giveaways, which directly led to goals both times. One of them for the first, it was a David Acosta giveaway on the edge of his defensive third. 2 passes, Pellegrino puts it in the back of the net. The second goal by Anders Dreyer, fine. Like, that's an absolute wonder strike. Applaud him. But for the third goal, why is it David Acosta turnover in midfield, 1 pass later, a breakaway for Anders Dreyer? That is a miscommunication by the back 3, which in the first half had João Ortiz playing in the middle of the back 3. I actually thought João Ortiz played okay in that role, surprisingly so. And then when he got pushed up into midfield, the back 3 was sort of in tatters after that, weirdly. Finn Sermon is that important to the back line. And if Jim Rafori and Juan Mosquera were fit enough to come into this game, I wish they would have started the game because I'd rather gotten off on the right foot, and maybe they had a minutes restriction. I think they probably did for 45 to 60 minutes. I'd rather them started the game.
3 days to recover. We've got 3 days to assess a lot of players that are playing well below. Some are playing well below sort of like their fitness levels in terms of injuries and well below their form levels. So we've just got to make sure that we prepare well for the next game on Wednesday night. It gives us an opportunity straight away to get back out into a big game, into a big occasion, and put tonight wrong. But any criticism, any finger pointing should come at me.
That will do it for the Timbers post-game report. This was a somber one. I might be using pain meds on more than just my legs today. If my doctor's listening to that, I didn't say that. But yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday, and I hope it is not the Timbers 2025 in memoriam piece. Final score, San Diego 4, Portland 0. God, it sucks the Timbers were outscored at home this year.